Hey everybody, it's Nick from Ingram Audio, and I'm excited to tell you about my brand new mix template that just came out, and it is called the Heavy Rock Mixing and Mastering Template. This is a full production mixing and mastering template, which means it has everything you need to take your mix from start to finish by basically doing nothing. I created this template so that you could just drag and drop your stems into it, and you essentially would have a mixed and mastered song. And because it is a template, you can obviously use it any way you want. You don't have to keep it exactly how it is. You don't have to keep all the tracks the way they are. You can go in, you can mess with it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can use it any way that helps your creativity or your workflow. It's really up to you. But as I was saying, this is a heavy rock mix template. When I was creating it, I was thinking of, just that modern kind of atmospheric type modern rock that you hear, nowadays, like Bad Omens and that sort of thing, where you got like super clean, pretty clean parts, and then you got big rock chorus parts. That's what I was trying to create with this template. So let's listen to it. I got a little demo song here in the template. Let's hear what this demo song sounds like so you guys can hear what this mix template sounds like, and then I'll show you some of the features in this mix template.
I'm caught in a cycle of pain that I can't seem to break. My mind is a battle, my heart is a mess. I can't find the strength to. We're the ones who will rise up again, 'cause we'll crawl our way out of the deep end. A fire burning bright, an eternal fight for our lives, because our pain will be the fuel to ignite.
Let's listen to another part in this song, because like I said, it is a heavy mix template, so it has tracks for screaming. Let's hear some of these screamy parts real quick.
Ignite! We won't give up the fight, and we'll fight with our lives on the line, because we are not afraid to die. We're the ones who will rise up again, 'cause we'll crawl our way out of the deep end. A fire burning bright, an eternal fight for our lives, because our pain will be the fuel to ignite.
And this version that we are listening to right now is the Logic Pro version that only uses the Slate monthly subscription plugins and the producer kit. I wanted to make this template as universal as I could, and I didn't want you to have to own a bunch of random plugins in order to use it. I wanted it to be easy and simple. And you can get this template for multiple different DAWs. As of right now, you can get it for Logic, Pro Tools, Studio One, Cubase, and Reaper. But let's listen to some of the tracks that are in this project. I want to start with the bass tracks. This template does use DI instruments and MIDI drums. Everything you heard was DI and MIDI. So all of the guitar and bass tracks had amp sims on them, so you don't have to worry about creating any tones or anything. This template already has all the tones created for you. So I got my 5 bass tracks here, and basically the way the bass is mixed in this template is you got the low and the high split separately, so that way you can mix the low frequency and the high frequency separately. So you've got your main low bass track here, then you've got your 4 different types of high bass tones, starting from clean, going all the way to distortion. Right now, it's on crunch. Let's just see what this bass sounds like. Let's see what distortion sounds like. I'll do distortion too. Do distortion 1. And then you have a clean if you don't want it to have any sort of heat. I'm going to keep it on crunch, though, because I feel like it has just the right amount for the song. Let's listen to some of these guitar tracks. Here's the rhythm guitar tracks with the amp sims on here. And you have some different rhythm guitar tracks on here as well if you don't want to use those ones. There's some more down here. Let me play these. And technically, all 4 of these tracks right here, these are all 4 different guitar tones. These 2 aren't the same tone copied and pasted, and these 2 aren't the same tone copied and pasted. I rarely would ever put the same tone on either side. It's always a different tone on either side. And when I was making this template, I wanted to make sure I included cool atmospheric type reverbs and delays to really sell that like modern rock atmospheric type vibe. And you can really hear a lot of those delays and reverbs on the vocals on this first verse. Let's just solo that vocal just so we can hear what some of these delays and reverbs are doing on this vocal track.
I'm caught in a cycle of pain that I can't seem to break. My mind is a battle, my heart is a mess.
So on this vocal track, I'm utilizing 2 different reverbs and a delay to create like a cool mixture of the 2 reverb delays and with some weird modulation on it. And like I was saying earlier, this template uses the producer kit for its drums. So you have to have the producer kit in order to get these drum tones. Let's just solo out these drums real quick and hear what these drums sound like on this template. So let's see what it sounds like when we take tracks from a whole different song and project and we put them into this template. I want to throw something in here that's a little more heavier and intense than what we just listened to. Okay, I got a MIDI drum track. I'm going to slide that in there. I got my bass track. I'm going to put that into bass low. And then I'm just going to copy and paste that same bass track into the high bass clean. Let's see what this sounds like real quick. Wow, that bass sounds sick. That's some Seinfeld bass right there. That's really cool. Let's throw in some guitar tracks. I got 2 rhythms and a lead. So I got my 2 rhythms. Okay. And then a lead guitar track. Lead 2 is fine. Let's see what these sound like. It's already sounding like a song. Let's just throw some vocals on here, and then we are good to go. I got 3 main vocal tracks, it looks like. Drag and drop these. Okay. And then I have 2 harmony tracks. Drag those puppies in there. Then let's hear these vocals real quick with the song. That sounds awesome. And obviously from here, I can go in and I can tweak things, but this was just me dragging and dropping it. It already sounds really cool. Sounds like a mix. Let's throw in these scream tracks. There's some tracks for screaming. It looks like there's 4, so I need to duplicate these 2 so I have 4 scream tracks, because this is the main and this is a double. So now I have 2 mains and 2 doubles. And then last is 2 scream layer tracks. Drop those right there. And then we take a listen. And just like that, we already have a song that sounds mixed and it sounds really cool. So let's listen to one more song in this template. This last one is a folder or project called Heavy Bitch that somebody sent me. It's just called Heavy Bitch. So let's drag in the drums for Heavy Bitch, the bass, and it's called Heavy Bitch. So I'm assuming it's going to be heavy. So, I put that in the wrong track. Right there. So I got my bass low. It's heavy, so we're going to start with a little crunch maybe. Then we got 2 rhythm guitars. And then a riff lead. We'll throw that into another guitar track. And then a chorus guitar lead. Throw that into lead 1. Let's see what Heavy Bitch does. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's move this down to spacey lead. Okay. No, wrong spacey lead. That spacey lead. Heavy Bitch sounds tight. It sounds great in this mix template. Sounds really sick. So far, everything we've dropped in this template has sounded awesome. Like I said, I wanted this to be something where you could just drag and drop your stems and you pretty much would have a finished song. It's not a permanent thing. It's it's however you want to use it. But you can find more information about this template on ingramaudio.co. So go check it out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and you like this video. Thank you so much for watching.